If I had to describe my mom in one word, it would be loving.
If I were going to describe Mom in one word, wonderful.
Generous.
Joyful, because I've never seen my grandma upset.
Outside, she is a beautiful woman, and inside, she has a beautiful soul. So beautiful would be the word I describe Mom.
Kind-hearted. She's so thoughtful and always thinks about other people before thinking about herself.
It's compassionate.
I would have to say cheerleader.
Classy. She is truly the classiest woman I know.
So one word to describe Grandma would probably be compassionate, just always putting everyone in front of herself.
If I describe my grandma in one word, it would be caring.
It would be matriarch. She is the lioness, the fierce protector. When I think of her, I think of the glue of this family.
If I had to describe my mom in one word, I couldn't do it. Mom is caring and loving, kind and generous, beautiful inside and out. No one word captures my mom.
It's hard to pick one thing about her that's my favorite because everything about her I just love so much.
She listens to every story I have to tell with such interest. Even if it's a pretty bad story, it still seems like she listens and cares.
What makes my mom so great? That I can talk to her about anything. Mom is wickedly smart. I can talk to her about family. I can talk to her about politics. I can talk to her about sports, especially football. I mean, how cool is that? Mom knows her football.
Most grandmas, if you did something bad, most grandmas would be really mad at you and give you an angry look, but Grandma Kay doesn't get mad at anyone.
Whenever I'm in her company, I just automatically become happy. Even though I may have had a really tough day with the kids before I went to her house, when I get there, it's all over and she just cheers you up.
She thinks of little things, like putting candy in our lunches on Valentine's Day.
She's always doing nice things. It never stops.
Having conversations with her that I'll cherish for years to come.
She's always able to stay happy no matter what situation she's in.
She's just extremely caring and warm-hearted.
Her 3 children admire her, respect her, view her truly as she is, as a wonderful person and a selfless mother who always put her children first.
She's just so loving, like words can't describe how much I think she loves me. And that's really that's 100% what family is.
One of the nicest things that I will always remember is that for my 50th birthday, she had her mom's engagement ring made into a necklace for me, which I just, as you can imagine, I just cherish. And it just means the world to me that she thought enough of me to, give that as a gift to me.
One of my favorite things that she's done repeatedly to me over the years that I've never told her, but it's a little thing, but whenever Mom was going to talk to me about something, she'd always move close to me and she'd grab me by the arm very gently and sweetly, and she'd just pull me a little close to her as she told me something, and it was typically something funny. It's special. That's what I think of when I hear her stories or I hear her life experiences or just something funny she wants to share with me.
It's hard to pick my favorite memory with her. I have so many.
I was a pretty anxious child, but I remember her taking us to school in the morning. She would walk with us there because we lived close by, and it would always make me feel better about waking up and going. And whenever I knew she was coming over to take us to school, my siblings, or my sister and I mostly, we would kind of put a little show together for her and my grandfather right before we left for school.
One of my early memories is having her take us to the beach, preparing these amazing tuna sandwiches. Tuna sandwiches and lemonade at the beach was heaven. And we would have our umbrella, and she would have her book, and she would have her chair, and she would sit and read, and every once in a while, look up and see where we were. And Mom was in her element. She was happy at the beach.
So when I was 5 or 6, she took me to Build-A-Bear workshop with Grandpa, and I was really picky with whatever cosmetics or outfits I chose for my bear. And throughout the whole time, she was just completely patient and understanding.
She does everything she can to make our lives better and to make sure that we're getting everything we want.
I will always remember the shopping for my wedding dress. And it was just pure joy to be with my mom for hours at a time, looking for something that she was excited to buy for me at a very happy time in my life. And when we finally actually found a dress, the dress I liked had lace with sequins all over it. And it was the dress I wanted, and she wanted me to have it, although I didn't like the sequins because it made the dress too sparkly. And she immediately said, let's just take the sequins off. She didn't bother asking how much it was going to be or how much labor was involved. And I think the taking off of the sequins cost more than the wedding dress itself. It was just a perfect example that my mom was going to spare no expense to make sure that I had exactly the dress I wanted for the most special day of my life. And just having my mom sit there watch me try on wedding dresses is just a memory I'll never forget.
I have a lot of memories with her, in part because I'm her first grandchild, which makes me very fortunate. I spent a lot of nights at their house when I was younger. When my parents would go out of town, she and my grandpa would babysit. And when she put me to bed, she would always say, have great dreams of lollipops and lollipop trees. And that's just always stuck in my head. So sometimes when I go to sleep, I think of her saying that.
I think that my greatest source of pride in life is just being my mom's daughter. Anytime people make the association that I'm related to Estelle'S, it's an amazing source of pride because I know how well regarded my mom is.
Well, I have like a cute little memory from when I was at BV. My grandma, picked me up from school and she signed me out, and they'd ask who's signing you out? And I point like my grandma, and they go, that's your grandma? I'm like, yeah. They had assumed that she was my mom, but I was like, no, she's my grandma.
My mom has amazing taste. She is classy and refined, and she has always expressed that less is more.
She always had great style, along with my grandpa. They always killed it.
She's a beautiful woman, and when my husband Jonathan met me and he met Mom, he was very relieved seeing her because he said that I was going to hopefully age as well as my mom has.
I met Estelle and Sandy over 20 years ago after Lisa and I had gone on a couple dates. Lisa brought me home to meet the parents. I knew right away that Estelle was a lovely mom, a lovely person.
First time I met her was when Steve took me, obviously before we were married, to like a 4th of July barbecue at their house. I could just tell by the way she talked to everybody there and the grandkids and the kids, and then to me, who she had just met for the first time. So I just distinctly remember thinking, she is just such a nice person. She's so sweet.
In addition to being my greatest supporter, my mom has always been there during the toughest times, and anytime I was down or upset about something, she just reinforced the idea that everything was going to be okay, that I was okay, and one of her favorite lines is, "This too shall pass."
Mom has so many qualities, so many wonderful qualities. When I talk about her loyalty and supportiveness, I think about the time when my brother forged a slip at school with my dad's name.
I called home in tears because I just got busted for forging Dad's signature on a form.
And the school called because the school suspected that the slip had been forged.
When Mrs. Tolton, the 7th grade history teacher who phoned home to let my parents know, my mom answered the call.
And my mom had my brother's back and said that she had directed him to sign my dad's name.
I had to have back surgery when I was 15 years old, and my mom had to have surgery when she was 12 years old. And while science had advanced a little bit, the fact that I had to wear A body cast in high school was no fun. So when I was in 10th grade and I was going to get the body cast off, my parents decided to take me on a trip to New York, just me, and Mom was going to take me shopping in New York City to get new clothes because I was so excited about getting this body cast taken off, having had to wear bulky clothes for months on end, having had to endure surgery, that she said, "Let's go to New York, let's get you a new wardrobe." And it was just about 5 days of going to Saks Fifth Avenue or Henry Bendel, just buying me things, not in a spoiled kind of way, but just her wanting me to know that she knew what I had gone through and she wanted to make it all better.
Easily, the biggest impact Mom had was being there for me and my kids when I was going through the divorce. She gave such comfort to especially my kids who were going through a terribly hard time, and reliably prepared Monday evening dinners.
Monday nights, she would cook my siblings and I the same penne pasta with tomato sauce.
And they'd cook sausage and barbecue and of course make their yummy salad with the bread and everything.
Pasta and a salad and bread and butter every single Monday.
Every Monday.
And that's what I would always look forward to.
It was a stable time in a very unstable time. The kids look forward to that.
I love how she's just always, she kind of has your back.
I knew I could always go to her if something's wrong in my life and I needed someone to talk to.
She has always been there for me. She makes me feel loved and safe like no other person. I have a very special and unique relationship with her. I mean, she's just incredible.
I think of the night before bar exam results were announced, and I was a wreck, and it was Thanksgiving weekend, and I was sitting in the den of our house, and my mother listened so patiently, as she always did, such a good listener, and heard me talk about what would happen if I didn't pass, and my anxiety, and she listened, and she was, as she always is, an incredibly calming influence. As if she was always holding your hand, whether you were with her, sitting next to her, or far away from her.
I think one of my mom's favorite activities is to go all over town attending various sporting activities and events for children and grandchildren.
Mom is a wonderful grandma for so many reasons. She attends all of the kids' performances.
She will go to every recital, to every piano recital, to every show that my daughter has been, to sports events.
Always at every single event, never misses anything.
She always comes to my piano recitals and football games and basketball games. And
Grandma always comes to my basketball games and super supportive.
Every game I had, I played sports a lot as a kid. She would be at every single game supporting and cheering me on.
In my 5th grade graduation, there weren't enough seats for grandparents, so they wanted to go so badly that they went to the pre-graduation, the practice one.
I would say that she's at every event of mine, no matter if it's a school event or it's a musical, she's always there cheering me on.
Yeah, she's always going to our basketball games and watching through the whole thing without a problem.
The best part of getting a basket is when I look over and I see Grandma Kay clapping for me.
But no, she's as loving as she can be with the little cousins. I mean, they're very wild and active, and she keeps up.
She makes them feel like they are so important, that they are just the most important things in the world. So I don't know what better gift you can give, especially to kids.
So at one of my first performances, which was a musical, I was really nervous that I would mess up one of my lines or sing a wrong note. But as soon as I went on stage and I looked out into the audience, I saw Grandma in the front row smiling, and all my nerves went away. Because I knew even at the end, if I messed up a couple lines, if I went to her after, she would tell me how proud she was, and it just made me feel really happy.
She's lovely, kind, patient, caring, the best grandmother, period.
if I'm at her house, then she'll just ask if I have something coming up so that she can attend that. Like, she's just always like so supportive and on top of attending things that are important to me.
Even elementary school performances, she would line up early with my mom and make sure to be there. And I don't remember ever performing and looking into the crowd and not seeing her there.
And she also made it to my graduation too, and just making those trips out there meant a lot to me. So, and they were a lot of fun spending time with her.
One of the most special memories I probably have is my bar mitzvah. I had that in Israel, and the fact that she came out there just to see me do my bar mitzvah out there meant the world to me.
I'm so lucky because out of all the grandmas out there, I'm so lucky that she's my grandma because she's so loving, caring, and she's always gonna have my back. And I'm just so fortunate, lucky that she's my grandma.
My mom has an incredible sense of family, and she is the one to consistently keep the relationships and ties tight and close.
The thing about my mom that made me most proud, I would say, is prioritizing family. Putting family above all else. I got that from Mom.
And she's always emphasized communication and being present and being there. And I think that's how she's lived her life. She's been there for everything. And I think she's passed along that we should all be there for each other's milestones and tough times, because that's what will endure over time.
I would say one of Estelle's favorite things to do, or at least one of the things she's best at, is cooking. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I hit the jackpot, because not only do I marry into this wonderful family full of kind, loving people, it also has one of the best chefs in town.
She loves cooking.
Mom evolved into this amazing cook, and her holiday dinners are legendary.
My mom is an amazing cook and always has been.
Cooking, she's the best cook.
She cooks a lot, and she takes pride in her cooking too. So if something's not perfect, she's very hard on herself.
Friends would come over for dinner sometimes and couldn't believe how good the food was in our house.
I always tell her, I don't know how you throw a party together and make sure that everything's ready and hot at the same time. I don't know how you do that. She says, well, I have years of experience, honey.
Never tasted anything as good as her food, even when I go to the restaurants.
Yeah, she's a really good cook. She makes a lot of great dishes.
Thanksgiving, like I always look forward to her meals because they're just insanely delicious.
Because we go to her house on holidays and she cooks up really good things.
And the care that she shows, she's not just whipping things together, she's feeding people she loves and cares about, and it shows.
I love her brisket. I love her gefilte fish that she makes for Passover, and nobody makes it like that.
Every year, the whitefish on Passover, my goodness, fantastic.
Her lo mein.
My favorite thing that she cooks are her potato latkes. Every Hanukkah, I'm always looking forward to having them.
She makes a marble cake.
Her baked chicken.
Beef and Madeira sauce.
Potato latkes.
The carrot ring.
Her meatloaf.
Apple crisp.
Salmon.
Turkey lasagna.
Her quiche.
And her gefilte fish. Her gefilte fish was freshly made. It was incredible.
Apple crisp, and that's easily my favorite dessert.
Whenever I went over to her house and I wanted something to eat, she'd make me a tuna sandwich with the crust cut off, and that was my favorite. Only she could make that tuna sandwich.
Her desserts, all of her desserts, especially the marble cake.
I know that everybody's favorite dish of my mom is probably the matzo balls, which are in fact delicious, but truth be told, my favorite dish is the bread pudding from Thanksgiving.
I love her matzo ball soup.
Yeah, every Passover she makes delicious matzo ball soup.
I love the matzo ball soup. It's better than Factor's.
Yeah, the matzo ball soup is so good. I even have to get another bowl before I'm even finished.
She runs out of matzo ball soup.
Oh yeah, you got to get that right away before it goes.
I guess I'm largely to blame for that, because I probably have 3, 4, 5 cups of matzo ball soup.
Is that why it runs out? I had no idea.
Yeah, hopefully people in the family aren't too mad at me. They probably already know it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to him about that.
But one person who didn't know it and might know it now is Brady. And I remember last Passover, he came up to me and said, "Dad, there's no more matzo ball soup." And wanting to save my own skin, I said, "Jared ate it all."
Yeah, Jared sometimes takes all the matzo balls, so there's none left for me, my brothers.
What?
Her desserts were my most favorite because I often got to be a witness to it. I got to lick the batter. I don't know. I get to be with Mom, you know, to be in the kitchen with her.
I've learned so much from my mom through the years. I've learned to maintain a sense of humor in difficult times. I've learned the importance of patience. I've learned the importance of being a good listener. And I've learned her liberal values, something it took me quite a long time to come around to, but thankfully I eventually did.
I think the most important thing she's taught me is how to be a good mom. It's just as simple as that. Like, there are often times where I'm in a bind and I think, what would Mom do?
I think she's taught me that you remember a lot of the things that go on in your life, so like you have to live your day the best, and it's something that you have to cherish. And
I think one of the most important things that Grandma has taught me is patience. When my brother and I get into arguments, she cools me down in a very soothing way. Even though I think we both know that I'm always right, I guess she doesn't want to point my brother out on it.
Just always to be proud of what I'm doing and be happy with what I'm doing in my life, and, you know, just always make the right choices.
To always be generous and giving, and to be happy, and she's really proven that through her actions over the time that I've known her for 14 years.
Grandma also got me this book. It was a book with, on each page there was an uppercase and a lowercase letter, and you had to write over the slashes. It really helped me a lot learning how to read and write.
What Estelle has taught all of us is kindness and selflessness and being happy and content.
The importance of communicating your feelings. Feelings were never bottled in, and resentment or anger never lingered long. It was just a value that Mom instilled in us.
The most important thing that my grandma has taught me is to stay strong, to keep pushing through the hard times.
She's taught me how to be grateful for everything that I have in my life. And everything I have in my life I owe a lot to her too, so.
My mom has also taught me the power of forgiveness and acceptance, and she has instilled in me the belief that there was nothing that I couldn't do because she always believed in me.
Mom and Dad were a model for me and my brother and my sister growing up, I think, as to how a couple should be.
If you ever see them walking around town, they're holding hands after all these years of being married.
I think it's amazing that they're so in love, that they've been together for so long, and it's very inspiring. Like, I hope I can be married for that long.
they're just the cutest couple like I know. Like, they're just perfect for each other. So
They always do everything together. They travel together, they cook together, they do everything together, and they're the cutest. And, you know, my life would not be the same without either of them. They're both amazing.
Oh, they're always just really nice with each other, and they have a really good relationship, which is really nice to see.
Sometimes when my parents are away, Grandma and Grandpa pick me up from school and take me home, and they laugh all the way home.
My parents have an amazing relationship. There are very few couples who've met at 16 years old who are still together now and enjoy each other's company as much as my parents do.
She honestly, I don't think she thinks her grandchildren can do any wrong. I've just always loved that about her. They can do everything wrong and she'll say, that's the way it was supposed to be.
What makes her such a great grandma is everything about her.
My kids love my mom so much. When we visit them or they visit us, my mom asks them questions, my mom shows a real interest in everything they're doing, and my kids eat it up.
I like just, going over there and catching up with her. She's always asking about how dental school is going and telling me that she's so proud of me.
We always have something meaningful to talk about with each other, whether it's like sports or what's happening in my life or hers.
I just love listening and about her stories and talking to her and just catching up with her.
One of my earliest memories about Grandma Kay is when I used to go to her house and used to swim, and she used to bring out otter pops and watch us swim.
I remember going to swim lessons at her pool in her house over the summers, and even now.
Going to the house and eating animal crackers and watching TV with her.
I always loved going to Grandma's. She always comforted me, whether it was through food or through love.
They just know that they're gonna have a good time there,
Her house has always been a safe haven for me. That home has provided so many good memories. I think of the home as an extension of my own. And whenever I'm there, I know I'm home.
Hi, Grandma Kay. You mean so much to me. Happy 80th birthday. I love you so much.
Happy 80th birthday, Grandma. I'm so happy that you're in my life, and I love you.
Oh, Grandma Kay, words can't describe how fortunate I am that you're my grandma. I want to wish you a really amazing 80th birthday. I just love you so much, and I wouldn't trade you for anything in the world, and you're the best grandma ever. Happy birthday.
Grandma, thank you so much for being the generous, loving, and kind grandma that you are. You mean so much to me. I love you so much. I'm so lucky to have you in my life. Happy birthday.
Hi, Grandma. I just wanted to thank you for being so supportive of me and the choices I make and who I am. I love you so much. Happy birthday, and I hope we have many more of your birthdays to come.
Happy 80th birthday, Grandma. I love you so much, and this video just shows a small portion of how much you mean to me and this entire family. No words can possibly describe the impact you've had on not only my life, but everyone's lives that you've come across. You mean the absolute world to me, and you really are a queen in my eyes. I love you so much.
Happy birthday to the most generous, loving, selfless person I know. I'm so lucky and grateful to have you as my grandmother. My life would not be the same without you. Wishing you an amazing day and many more great things to come. To such a wonderful person, you are truly the best. Happy birthday and many more. I love you so much.
Grandma, I hope you know how special you are to me and how much I love you. You are my favorite person on this entire planet. I don't know what I would do without you. You love and support me unconditionally, and for that I am eternally grateful. I hope you have an amazing birthday from your first and favorite grandchild. I love you.
Happy 80th birthday, Estelle. I'm delighted to be celebrating with you and the family. You're an incredibly special person with a heart of gold. Thank you for making me feel so welcome and part of your loving family. May your birthday be filled with health, happiness, and laughter. I love you.
Mom, you are truly the greatest example of what a woman and a mom should be. I feel so blessed to be able to call you my mom. I wish that I had known you for longer than 16 years. I really wish that I had known you all my life. I love you. Happy birthday.
Mom, happy 80th birthday. What a milestone. We love you, and our lives would not be the same without your warmth and kindness and all the love you share with us. Thank you. You keep this family together, and we need you and love you, and thanks for everything you do.
Mom, There isn't a day in my life when I don't think about how lucky I am to have you as a mom. You're not just the most wonderful mom in the whole world. You have served as my ally, my protector, my supporter, and a best friend. Happy 80th birthday, Mom. I love you so much.
Mom, I want to thank you for always being there for me. From my first days of school and summer camp, preparing a delicious salami sandwich and hostess treat for lunch every day, to staying up late with me, typing up papers for assignments that I should have completed long before their due date, to being there for me and my kids with unconditional love and support while my family was breaking up. Words cannot express how grateful I am that you are my mother. I love you so very much. Happy birthday.
I love you so much, Mom, and I'm so proud of you. I often think about growing up in your house with you as my model, my mentor, my mom, my caretaker, my friend, and I feel always like I'm the luckiest person ever to have lived because you are my mom and because you are the person that you are. Happy 80th birthday. I love you with all my heart.